Okay, it's the first of the month, so it's time for a new vlog. It's the 1st of December over here in the UK. I wanted to start off by saying thank you to the recently new subscribers that have come onto my channel. Hopefully you all like what you see. There's tons of content available on my channel, and there's also lots of various different content available on my channel. And regards of the new subscribers and old subscribers, there's going to be lots of content coming up on my YouTube channel. There's some old videos that I forgot to upload, so it may seem weird and when the particular date or the time of year when I've said it, sometimes it just things just slip your mind. Also, I've been recording some new content when I can. So, and then obviously now with the lead up to Christmas, well, 24 days, if you don't include the first, there's going to be a lot of content on the channel, and obviously with any gifts over Christmas, there'll be unboxing videos of those during Christmas, so keep an eye out for that. So yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you to the new subscribers to my YouTube channel. Now, what I've been up to this month, well, last month, should I say, well, not too much, because there's been a lot of personal things going on in my life. So obviously now, as we come up to Christmas, it's basically going to rush in trying to, like sort everything out and get everything done before Christmas. And it's always seems to be like that every single year. And no matter how early that you try to start in doing certain things, never seems to become any easier in terms of, I'm trying to get things sorted. But I have been, and with other health things that have happened in my life, it's kind of been hard trying to keep a balance of trying to get everything done, and even finding the strength to finding, should I say, to get things done has been been difficult, but I've been like persevering. So it's just about kind of finding the right balance. I haven't been streaming as much as I would like to have done, especially with what's been going on the last few weeks in terms of pickups. So it's just mainly just been, like other things have been cropping up, and and then getting tired, and then not finding energy to being able to stream. And I think the last thing that anybody wants is for anybody to be so tired that they're not able to, do a proper stream, and then the quality of it is then really kind of sloppy. And that's the last thing I want to be able to, to do with my channel. Although, as somebody comes to video game plays, I'm not the world's most professional hardcore gamer. I'm just a gamer at heart. But I do try to take pride in, in the things that I do. So I want things to at least be decent, especially if it's something, say for example, if it's a particular kind of game or a genre of game that I'm maybe not used to. Like Assassin's Creed, for example, I'm used to the basic gameplay mechanics of that game. So I pretty much know what it is I'm doing. So I can at least put up a decent set of videos or a playthrough of that particular Assassin's Creed game. But if I'm playing a game that I've never played before, like I've tried out the Dead Rising, was it remake or deluxe, I don't know whatever they call it, or remaster. And there's a demo of it available across the different machines, formats. And I've never been used to it, although I did play the demo of Dead Rising 3, and I was decent at that. Although when I've tried to play it now, it keeps crashing, and I've been hearing or reading stories online where there's been problems with Dead Rising 3 for some weird reason. Although I actually own the game, but sometimes with certain games, if I'm not used to that style of game or the gameplay, I like to at least practice so I know at least what I'm doing in terms of controls. But yeah, I did record a video of a session of me doing a demo on the PS5. I'm not sure whether or not I will either put that one up or just redo it again, because I know I've got a better understanding of what I'm doing. And speaking of, say, as I said a couple of minutes ago with recording, there's quite a few demos available on both the Series X and the PS5, which I haven't got round to recording yet, and I've got installed a machine, and obviously there's some of them, depending on the size, obviously they take up a lot of memory, and considering that, trying to think of the right word, you don't get much storage, although 1 TB does seem like a lot, although you lose some of that. Obviously, with the operating system, it does take up a lot of memory, and unless you're gonna install more memory like an SSD or an external hard drive, or obviously with the newer Xbox Series S's and X's now, where they've got a 2 TB, and obviously with the PlayStation 5 Pro, which has got a more memory, obviously that won't be so much of a problem. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get around to sit down and playing these games. I did recently, when it comes to pickups, I bought quite a few digital games on sale, and one example of that is the Sega Mega Drive Classics, which are there was reports obviously that Sega are going to start delisting some of the games, and I don't know if that's to do with rights issues in terms of the music in some of their games, or the fact that some of the games, they did put out a trailer that they were going to be remaking some of their classic games, also with Streets of Rage being one of them, and I think Altered Beast and some of their, obviously much of the, so I don't know, maybe if it's that one of those reasons, or maybe from both. And I've been trying to look for a decent price, for the physical version of the Sega Classics collection, or also known as the Sega Genesis Classics, obviously in North America. But even secondhand, I haven't found it at a good price. And then on the PlayStation Store here in the UK, they were selling it, I don't know if it's gone back to its normal price, but they were selling it for $4.99, which I think is an absolute bargain. So eventually, maybe one day, if they do drop the physical version at a decent price, I will pick up the physical version just to keep in my collection. And that's what I tend to do with a lot of digital games. What I tend to try and do is buy the physical version of it, or if they do the digital version on sale, I buy that and then buy the physical version of it later down the line. But because I'm more of a physical, I'm more old school when it comes to video games, and even with movies and stuff. But sometimes it's just the fact that you can't get a decent price drop, whether the game is new or secondhand, and then the digital one is at a price that you can't. It's at a price that you can't refuse. So I've picked up quite a few digital games over the last couple of years, across the different formats, simply just because it's just much cheaper than the physical version of it. And then, as I said, the physical version does drop at a decent, reasonable price. I will, pick it up physically. So we've got that. Then what I will say about the Sega Mega Drive collection is, the Classics collection, is that getting back to playing some of the games on the Mega Drive, because many decades ago, my friend lent me his Mega Drive. I think it came with 2 joypads, the joystick. It's been over 30 or 40 games, and I was playing it, and I had it for like a few months, and again, I regret not buying it. But I really enjoyed the Mega Drive, considering that I grew up with the NES, with my first console being the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I wish at times things had been different. I would have liked to have had the Mega Drive, and eventually, which I ended up buying after the NES, the Super Nintendo, which I don't regret not buying. I don't regret not getting the Super Nintendo, because there's, again, falling in love with that console with Super Mario World. And then I think games like Super Metroid and Mario Kart. I'm just thinking what other games I've got. Just some Aliens 3, Super Castlevania 4, Cybernator. There's Street Fighter 2. I mean, what can be said about that game? And then obviously Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I ended up getting the limited edition of that, where that came in a tin, and it came with a Street Fighter 2 pin that you could put on your jumper or your t-shirt. And to this day, I don't know what happened to that Street Fighter 10. Probably got thrown out. I know that definitely wasn't me that would have thrown it out. Now I'm hoping one day to get a Mega Drive, because again, it's something that I've always wanted to own. It's just obviously finding obviously the right price for the for that console. And then obviously I know that retro gaming now has gone up, especially when I've gone into CX and seen the price of the Mega Drive games, and then they're it's even not in the case they're actually very expensive. If it's a common game like Sonic, then you can get them for a decent price. And speaking of Sonic, I've tried out the first 2 Sonic games on the Sega Mega Drive Classics, and I'm not very good at the Sonic games. I never have been, to be honest. I think it's the fact that when you get hit, you lose all your coins or instant death. To me, I'm just more used to the Mario games. Although I've been hoping over the years to get much better at the Sonic games, and maybe I will do if I, just keep practicing. Strange though, all that Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles isn't on there. Isn't on the Sega Mega Drive Classics collection. Now I've been hearing that it's to do with a rights issue in terms of the actual music that was in Sonic 3 to do with Michael Jackson. So that's why Sonic 3 and Knuckles apparently isn't on there. Although I do have the Sega Mega Drive collection on the PS3, and I don't remember if Sonic 3 is on there. And obviously Sonic CD, which I've never ever I've seen playthroughs of it, but I've never ever played that. And I remember when the Sega CD was first released, was announced, and then that Sonic CD and like games like Final Fight were to come on it. And I remember reading it in the magazines like EGM, which we used to import here in the UK, and seeing the screenshots of it and thinking, I wonder what that would be like in playing it. And yeah, I hope to sit there and play that one day somehow. But yeah, so far I'm loving the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis Classics collection. Now, when I've noticed that when you pick in the game, you pick the games and then it inserts it into the cartridge. I've noticed on the shelf that there are spaces. I don't know, and I've been trying to look this up in whether or not there are hidden games on there. I know that on the Sega Mega Drive collection on the PS3, there were hidden games where you could unlock. So I don't know if that is the case with it on the PS4 if I'm playing it on the PS5. So if anyone does know that about that, please let me know, and how you can get access to extra games if it's at all possible. I've been playing Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. Been practicing that. I've been really enjoying it, and that did bring back memories of going around my mate's house and playing it on his Mega Drive. And we were always playing it in 2-player with Streets of Rage 1 and 2. I don't remember playing Streets of Rage 3 around my mate's house. I don't think he had it, but I definitely remember Streets of Rage 1 and 2. And I was saying on Twitter about, or X as it's known as, the actual music on Streets of Rage 1 and 2 is absolutely brilliant. There's something about it, especially with the fact that the Mega Drive sound chip is kind of very limited, but somehow they managed to make it work. And the Streets of Rage 1 and 2 is so much fun, especially when you got to Streets of Rage 2, especially with the graphical upgrades, where obviously the graphics got a lot better and the sprites were a lot bigger, and it was just much more of an improvement. Now, when it got to Streets of Rage 3, for me, I don't know what I'm kind of, it's a mixed bag on that, because for me, I feel that the music isn't as good on Streets of Rage 3, and the gameplay is still very good. But I just think about the game where it just feels like they just rehashed the second one to me. And obviously, the controversy behind, obviously, that there was a certain boss, which may be described as being camp. And obviously in the UK and European version, I'm assuming this is the same thing with the American version as well, that they took that boss out. And also that Streets of Rage 3 was a lot harder to play, which I've noticed over the years with playing it on the Sega Mega Drive collection, and then on the PS3, and obviously on this version. But luckily on the Sega Mega Drive Classics, that you can choose the Japanese ROM of all the games that are available on there. And then so not only do you get that the first boss of the camp quote unquote boss, because obviously I don't know how YouTube works with certain keywords, and I don't want to get, although I can't get demonetized, I don't make any money from YouTube anyway, and obviously I don't want to offend anybody in any shape or form. But that now, obviously, now that you can play the Japanese version of it, you can fight that boss or that character. And then also, the game is much easier when you play it on the Japanese ROM. So I do like the fact that on that particular game that you get the choice of being able to play the Japanese ROMs of the video games on there. So that's really great. Similar thing with Street Fighter, when you play the Street Fighter collection. I don't know about the Street Fighter collection, but I do know on the God, I've the Sega, the Capcom Stadium collection, 1 and 2, and especially with Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, that one's a lot harder. I heard apparently that was a glitch, but you can switch to the Japanese ROM on that to play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then it's slightly easier. Now on the Street Fighter 2 collection that I got on the Switch, where obviously you got all the Street Fighter games in there, ranging from Street Fighter 1 right down to Street Fighter 3, Third, I think it's Third Impact. I think that's what it's called. I don't know if you can change the ROM on that game. Let's catch the games again. Let me know in the comment section if you actually can, because again, I've been looking up and I don't know if you can. So that'd be interesting to see if you can change it, but I don't know if you can. But yeah, I like the fact with somebody's collection of games where you can choose the Japanese version of the actual game. So yeah, Street Rage 2, 1 and 2, absolutely love. Street Rage 3, the gameplay's still good, but I don't know, the game, for me, I'm just not kind of feeling it. But I'm still glad that it's that it's part of the collection of the actual game. And again, I am hoping that at some point to get a Mega Drive, whether it'll be the Mega Drive Classic one or the Mega Drive 2, I don't know, because I don't obviously that when they make the next version of the consoles, they tend to skimp out on certain parts. So I might just try and get the original Mega Drive, or Genesis as it's known as in North America. So yeah, really been enjoying these Streets of Rage games, and now I'm thinking of playing the Final Fight again now, because I enjoyed that as well. So I might give that a quick go after I film this. I picked up quite a lot of pickups this last few weeks. Mostly video games and Blu-rays. With the Blu-rays, it's mostly like a lot of films I didn't get to see in the cinema, and what I tend to do now is I don't buy new releases unless I get given them for Christmas or something, or somebody for stuff like that, or something I really want, and then I can't wait for it. But normally I just wait for the Blu-ray to drop and I just buy them second hand. And I bought quite a lot of Blu-rays, so you can already see the collection that I've already got here, which is quite a lot. This is not even a fraction of what I own. Again, I'm more physical media, so I know it's a lot more easier and a lot more convenient to stream. And when it's certain things, maybe I do stream it if I can't dig it out or I can't find it. But then it's all down to your internet speed and stuff like that, or if you're have that particular streaming service. And I'm lucky that I use some of my brother's ones. So yeah, I still prefer the physical media. And then when it comes to Blu-rays, obviously the streaming, the quality of it, the physical version of it, I've noticed the picture quality on Blu-ray is still like a lot better on the physical Blu-rays rather than the streaming thing. I don't know why. I suppose somebody can probably explain the reason why, but I have kind of noticed that. So and a lot of the Blu-ray, a lot of it's been movies and TV shows that have dropped down to a reasonable price, and I've picked up. And in one of them, what I would have, I talked about in one of my rants videos. I finally managed to get it from Amazon, and I did film it a couple of hours ago. This particular Blu-ray box set, which CX, I've obviously lost out a bit of business on that, and then obviously they usually give you. And I did 2 short YouTube rants on that, and one of them was the follow-up video. And obviously, it's funny how things work out, where obviously they can't find a Blu-ray disc for whatever reason. I mean, I ended up finding it elsewhere. So I explained in that particular unboxing video as to what happened, and there is something different about that particular Blu-ray box set compared to the one that I would have picked up in CEX. So when that's eventually uploaded, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then I've got a couple of other Blu-rays that I haven't unboxed yet, which I forgot that I had. So I need to sit there and find the time to do that. And I've been trying to complete my DC films, my Marvel films, and DC animated, because obviously with the DC films now, obviously that's going to reboot under James Gunn, and the animated movies are going to reboot again, because the things happened multiple times. And also the last 3 films they did was the Infinite Crisis and Infinite Earths, where they did the 3 parts. So I need to get those 3 films eventually, and then the other films in the DC animated DCU, which I need to get, and I'm collecting those slowly but surely. So that's kind of I'm kind of slowly kind of getting there. I picked up quite a lot of a few video game pickups. Some of the games new, in a sense of they were in sales before Black Friday, and some of them I picked up secondhand. Like I think I bought Dead Rising 4, which I got for £4, and I recently uploaded that to my YouTube channel, so you can watch that. So I'm looking forward to playing that at some point, and then obviously doing a playthrough of it. So I've picked up quite a few video games, and some of them I haven't done yet, and some of them I've already have. So there's a backlog in uploading those. So, and a lot of the video games that I did pick up, old and new, they're ones that I really wanted. So I'm looking forward to picking up, to playing them and doing playthroughs, and hopefully, who knows, during the Christmas holiday period, 1 or 2 of them I might do. With some of the games, obviously, if they're more like casual games, like, so say for example Streets of Rage games, those are I might do a proper playthrough of those, but I might do like a fun, like as I said before, when it comes to streaming on YouTube, more of a casual kind of streaming of the games from there. So because of that and Final Fight that I might do at some point. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my gaming collection, and plus my Xbox One and my Series X collection now. It's actually building up, so I'm really happy with my collection. So I've got a good lot of collection on PS5 slowly, the Xbox One and the Series X and the Switch. The Switch is harder to do because the games don't tend to drop down in price. I don't know if it's to do with because of their cartridges. So it's more with games on the Switch, I either find them on a very rare occasion in a sale, or I get given them for Christmas. So yeah, I would love to have a bigger Switch collection, but unfortunately, it's just the price of the games, at the moment. And then there's still games that I do want to get on the PS5, and I don't know if some of them are still on the PS4 and the Series X. For example, games like Gran Turismo 5, Horizon Forbidden West. I do want to get that. Spider-Man 2, Starfield. I'm trying to think what else. Forza. I'm trying to think about Forza Horizon 5. I'm trying to think what other ones in there. Halo Infinite. Although there's stories about that. Dead Space. Although I played it on the EA Plays a couple of times, but I do want it on those games. So there's Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut, Death Stranding, the director's cut, Mortal Kombat 11. Although I'm trying to get the Ultimate Edition, Injustice 2. Of all those games I've played, Mortal Kombat 1. So there's still a lot of games that have come out, and then I'm trying to think of that game that came out, but there's still quite a lot of yes, and games like Stellar Blade, yeah, that I've got. There's a demo of that which I wouldn't want to sit there and do, and the games like that I do want to I do want to get and play and find out, and a couple of the Final Fantasy games that I didn't. I've got. I do have the Final Fantasy 7 remake and rebirth, so I've got that. I'm trying to remember the Final Fantasy game, the one that is more action based, and it kind of looks like it's Game of Thrones, but people know what I'm talking about. And I did do a demo of that. That I do want to get. So there's still a lot of games that I do actually still want to pick up. And I thought with Black Friday, especially here in the UK, that, you know, there'll be some good deals. But unfortunately, because of video games, I've noticed that they're not taking very much stuff off, especially Black Friday. And I did do a YouTube short about Black Friday in the UK and how it's not been kind of that great. And I've been hearing other YouTubers and saying exactly the same thing, not just with video games, but certain other things. Seems to be, the deals from what I see seem to be much better in North America. So I don't know what's going on there. So, but yeah, that's what I've been basically been doing, and just to pick up videos across the Blu-rays. I've got some film memorabilia stuff that I need to film, which I haven't done yet, and they're all movie related and my art books, and I do want to carry on doing my I got some art books, and then some of them are movie related, TV show related, and the video game related, which I need to sit there and do. But it's just finding the time to, you know, to do all of that. And obviously now I do have a backlog of stuff, but I don't want to obviously bombard people, you know, with tons of videos. And obviously we've got the Absolute event that's going on with DC, and you would have seen the mystery unboxings that I did from Forbidden Planet, and there's going to be more stuff to do with the Absolute event, which my brothers told me about. I think some of them are coming out next year in terms of the other comic book characters. So and I have loved the foil variant of those particular first issues, like the Batman, the Wonder Woman, and the Superman one, which you would have seen the unboxing of. But and there's going to be an individual one on the Absolute Superman issue 1. So keep an eye out for that video when that video uploads. And then when it comes to TV shows, we're coming up to the last few episodes of Star Trek Lower Decks. The last episode they did, what was really great, seeing the return of Brent Spiner as Lieutenant Commander Data, or should I say, the purple Lieutenant Commander Data. But it was really great seeing his character in it again. Obviously the Fraser Revival series season 2 just finished a while ago, and I got one more episode to watch. Obviously the Penguin finished, and I really enjoyed that, watching that. Obviously Superman and Lois, by the time you read this, this will be the day before the final season airs. Obviously we don't have CW over here in the UK, so we'll have to go by other means to watch it. Although when they do have Shaun of Superman and Lois seasons, you have to, over here in the UK, you have to wait for over a year. And I'm not waiting for a year, especially when it's something, a show that I love. So again, there's other means of, you know, like watching it. And it's going to be sad seeing that show, you know, and then I might even do a brief summary of the final episode, or maybe even might even do 2 videos of the 4th season and the individual, not the individual, but the first season finale, and whether or not it does have a bang. But what I do like about it is the fact that although it's been given it was given a shorter episode run for this season, with it being 10 episodes, the episodes have been going at a breakneck pace, and it's actually worked in its favour for me, because the story's just been kept going along. As you know, sometimes you have filler episodes of certain shows, and just to stretch out the storylines. And what I like about this is because they know they don't have a lot of episodes, but they're not cramming everything into a point where it's, you know, like to a point where it's ruining the actual story development, character development. But it's actually, for me, it's working in its favour, in my honest opinion. And it's just unfortunate that it is the last one. So I'm really going to miss the show. It's, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's going to, you know, it's going to be really cool. And then I've been watching shows like Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, season 2. Watching that up, and I've been really enjoying that. I've no news if they're going to make a season 3 yet. Who knows? Especially with you know, these broadcasters or people making it, whether it's like, well, Paramount, should I say, on whether or not it's going to be, you know, how long there's no definitive given right of that show's been running for seasons. So even when you have shows run, so for example, for Superman and Lois to get 4 seasons, I think it's really good. And anything over 4 seasons for me is an absolute bargain. It is not a bargain, it is actually well, because some shows get cancelled after the first season, or only get 2 seasons to get cancelled. So to make it beyond 4 for any show is actually really good. So we'll sit there and see there. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. It's pretty much going to be like now, and we'll try and fit some streaming in. Obviously, it's the rush in Christmas and getting Christmas gifts and food, so that might affect you know, me streaming on Twitch. Again, if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's the same name on as it is on my YouTube. So it's Ryan Ricardo. Just add 76. So it's Ryan Ricardo 76. Currently on 45 followers. I'm hoping to at least get 50, to get to at least another 5, so get 50. So that will be for me the perfect Christmas present for me, at least to get to 50 on Twitch, because it's so hard in trying to sit there and get. And I will leave the link to my channel just in case you can't find it on the description. So even if you follow it, even if you don't necessarily catch the live streams, but it just would be nice to get the numbers. And again, as I said, I'm really appreciative of the subscriber numbers on my YouTube. I really appreciate that. To all the subscribers, old and new, it really means a lot seeing, you know, when you're seeing your viewership kind of go up. So yeah, I'll endeavor to work harder and put out content that hopefully that everybody enjoys. But yeah, this month is basically gonna be the hectic Christmas shopping, which I don't particularly kind of like, because obviously people rushing around. The filming some videos, pickup videos here and there, rant videos, which by the way, I don't do it for the sake, which seem to do very well. I don't do the rant videos for the sake of it. It's mainly it's when things crop up which kind of really irk me. And so yeah, it's not, I'm trying to be a positive person, and I don't try to be like a drama queen like some YouTubers do, although that's their prerogative to do that, or to be negative. Just trying to be entertaining, and you know, who knows, maybe someone's going through a bad period in their life and they just want something to be entertained, or find something informative. So that's what I do. But when there are things that, obviously with the CX thing, with that Blu-ray thing, which I thought was completely stupid, you know, that's when I tend to do all very silly things that I tried not to be political. But when it's things that to me that are really stupid, then, you know, they've got to be spoken about. But yeah, it's mainly going to be try to do more of my comic book stuff, my video game pickups, my Blu-ray pickups, and maybe I've got a couple of beauty products that I bought from the Body Shop, so I got to film those. Clothing pickups if I do find any. I have bought something shoe related, which I've done several times before, but this one's slightly different, so I got to film that. Maybe I might do it as a YouTube short, because you know, people don't want a long, overblown stream. And speaking of YouTube shorts, you could record anything from 15 seconds to a minute. And I think now they've got rid of the minute one, and now it's 15 seconds to 3 minutes. There's no in between now. So I don't know why they didn't do 15 minutes, 1 minute, and 3 minutes. I think that would have been a perfect compromise. So let me know if it's just me that there's only the 15 seconds now, or the 3 minutes. I don't know if that's the case now. Maybe there's like a glitch or something. But yeah, as I said, keep a lookout for those videos, and yeah, and hopefully I'll try to put out more video game playthroughs. I'm gonna try maybe this week and do the last mission of Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain. So I'll do the last mission, and so that'll wrap up that game. But I might do single missions of that game, and trying to show people the best way of doing the missions. But I might do that one on the PS5 version of it, rather than the Xbox version, because I can just record, the missions of that offline. So that will be on YouTube if I do that. But yeah, I keep promising I'm going to do that, but I'm definitely going to do that before Christmas. So I might try and do that this week and wrap up that game, and that will be on Twitch, because I know that particular mission, because you played the very first mission but from a different perspective, and that's going to have copyright music in it, so I can't put it on YouTube. And yeah, I could, and then go through the process of it muting it, but it's a complete pain in the backside in having to do that. So that's an even more reason to follow me on Twitch, and when I do that, and I can archive that video, but only for 2 weeks because I'm not affiliated on there yet, because only on 45 and a certain viewership that you have to have on there. So yeah, just expect more of the same. And I haven't forgotten about the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes that I said I was gonna do at least an our gameplay of. I am gonna get maybe hopefully I might even try and do that during the Christmas period, because that's when things will be a little bit more calmer. So yeah, and I've had some health things here and there, so I'm trying to deal with that at the moment, and so I won't bore people with what's going on with that. But yeah, I would say with people is that don't take your health for granted, whether or not it's self-inflicted or it's things just happen. For me, things have happened, and you just gotta get on with it and then just move on, and then just adapt to the particular situation of whatever it is. And one final thing, I think I did a video on this, that I did find this stray kitten, and it was on my living room window, and I couldn't leave it outside because it was cold, and obviously you got foxes in the area, so I took it in. I did post in the UK on across different big sites as to whether or not someone I lost a kitten. It was a black kitten, and it was really tiny, so it could have been more than a few months old. And I did put flyers around the area, which took a lot of time, especially in the cold. And and then some places where they had flats, where they got like a flat complex where it's got multiple flats. And then the place where I put it around my area, some of the people threw out the flyers, and I don't regret putting out the flyers for that flat complex or putting them on lampposts. Even on some of the lampposts put it on, some people ripped it off. And all you're trying to do is just hopefully try to find a cat owner, because I said before, I think I've said in one video, they in the past have been 2 cats that were in my garden that I managed to that I did reunite with their owners, and they offered me a reward, and I didn't take it, because to me it wasn't about the money. It's about reuniting people with their pets. For me, as a cat owner already, pets for me, whether you're a cat owner like myself, or you're a dog owner, or whatever the pets that may be, for me, I think of them as family. So of all people, might think it's funny because they're not human. So it's the fact of trying to find its owner, and obviously the flyers. And then unfortunately, in an ideal world, I would have kept that kitten because he really bonded with me. He used to climb on me. I used to climb on my Xbox Series X a lot, and then on my TV and on my curtain, which was a little bit annoying, especially the curtain, because you don't want him. I didn't want him falling down and hurting himself. And when we called him Charlie, so I had him for over a week and a half. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep him more to the financial reasons, because it's a lot of money to, I don't know if it's like this across the world, but in this country, it's a lot of money to insure pets. And then the older they get, the more expensive the insurance goes. And then obviously insurances with anything will always go up. And then he didn't get on with my cat. And people will know the story about my cat we've had for like 13 years. And a few months ago, he lost his one of his eye. There was a bang outside, so we don't know if someone had a pellet gun. So he lost an eye, and then of all the insurance took care of some of the accident. It still was a lot to pay, but thank God we had something. So that was unfortunate that we couldn't keep him, and then because of my cat didn't get on with him, so we managed to. I rang up a couple of places who didn't want to take him at first, and then as soon as I found one place that found a space to take him, all the other places then wanted to take him in, and then all the places that wanted me to take him, they were outside of London. Now, if I was driving, which I haven't finished yet, it wouldn't have been a problem, but it was. And then luckily there was a place for him. And then the day that they came for him, I think you could tell that he didn't want to go, and he was hiding. And and even now I feel bad, and I really do miss him. Even though I had him for that short period, and he used to cuddle up to me at night under the blanket. And I really did miss him. I just wish things had been different, and I could have kept him, but he's in the right place. So, yeah, it's really, and then hearing the horror stories of people abandoning their cats and not nurturing them. So if they've got special female cats where they're getting pregnant, and then people finding the mothers and their kittens, because cats have a lot of kittens, and they can have kittens from from the age of 6 months. So it's very important that if you have a cat, whether it's male or female, that you neuter them. And obviously people dumping them, where they're dumping them outside vets, or dumping them outside cat rehoming places, which is really sad. And people forget that it does affect animals, whether it's cats or dogs, just because they can't talk. And another important thing is, especially they brought it in by law, is make sure that you chip your animals, so just in case that they do get lost, that you can take them to the vet, and they can be as long as the details are up to date, that they can be reunited with their owners. Because a lot of the time I've read, people find animals, whether cats or dogs. Like I found that kitten and I took it to the vet and there was no chip, and there's no way to reunite with its owner. And with the cat that I found, I am starting, especially that it was black, I am leaning on the side of the fact that I do think he maybe was dumped, which is, to me, which is really uncalled for, and it's really unkind and uncaring, because again, they think, oh, cats can survive on their own, and they can for a while, but it's just horrible. It's a lot of responsibility to look after an animal. So if you can't commit financially in the effort, energy in looking after a pet, know that it's a lot of work in looking after an animal. And if you can't look after one, either don't get a pet, because it's a lifetime commitment, or make sure that it's at least you go through the process of going to the different various cat organizations for them to be rehomed. And again, as I said, in my area, and I've noticed this in the UK, there's there's tons of cats that they can't take in because they simply just run out of space. So make sure you do neuter them, should I say, and make sure you realize that when you need to have a pet, it's a long-term commitment for the rest of that animal's life. So yeah, that's my little thing on that. Anyway, the next video will be sometime in the new year in 2025. So again, as I said, it was a bit to see lots more content, hopefully more video game playthroughs, and basically more of the same of what I normally do. And as this will be the last video I do video vlog before Christmas, and then not until the next one in January. And wherever you are in the world, I would like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate it, regardless of religion or not, make sure you have a very happy Christmas. Enjoy all the food and drink. Don't overeat, or well, make sure you do enjoy yourself, and don't overindulge on food or alcohol or whatever it's going to do. But especially the hard times that we've had across the world, wherever you are, seems to be the only time of the year where you can sit down and have lots of food and drink, spend time with friends and family, and watch movies, TV shows, and video games, which is what I will be doing over my Christmas. So wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you for the next vlog in 2025.